Let's have a chat. So, I was sent quite a few articles the other day about a new Power Rangers reboot. It's going to be animated. Originally, I thought, because not a lot of people were covering it, that it was going to be all like shot with people and stuff. But do you remember a while ago there was that nitty gritty Power Rangers reboot that was really, really dark, and I did a video on it. I think it was my reaction to it. Adi Shankar was the guy behind it. This is one thing I find in the fandom, and it's when people say they want a really nitty, dark, really dark Power Rangers, because we've all grown up and we've all seen how the show has reacted. Now, I always think that Power Rangers was dark to some degree. We saw a lot of stuff. RPM, I think, out of all of them, is the darkest of the entire series, because it dealt with something like the post-apocalyptic, I can never say that name right, it dealt with that, and it dealt with the fact that humanity was pretty much wiped out. Hell, you saw Rangers being deleted in the last few episodes, and this was completely different, and I really liked it, and I always think that that's how dark Power Rangers should go. When Adi made this film, a lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people were like saying this is way too much. But then it goes to the part where people do believe that they want a darker Power Rangers. Now, this is if this does happen and it's animated, I don't know if Saban would be okay with this. I do think that project would be shut down completely, because it would probably ruin Power Rangers, because again, if you imagine if kids were able to watch it on Netflix or whatever they are, it's taking the first 3 seasons, he said. Adi said he's going to take the first 3 seasons and he's going to make them dark, fucking dark to his thing, darker than what we've ever seen before. So does this mean that everyone's going to be able to watch it? Will Saban be on board with it and say, yeah, okay, yeah, you can do it as long as you do it right and within this? And I do think Saban's just going to say no straight away. The project that Adi did, they turned around and they shut down really quickly. They got it removed offline, but as we know, on the internet, nothing disappears. It stays. It literally stays here all the time. Adi told Polygon the following statement: "It's a complete retelling of the first 3 seasons, and it's going to be really fucking dark. Darker than any other Power Ranger series." And again, I just don't think we need a darker Power Ranger series, because the whole thing is for kids, and I don't know if it's a thing where Adi wants to turn around and go, I want to prove to everyone that this can be it, or take something that could possibly ruin the whole thing for a lot of people, that would make them go, yeah, I'm not doing this, and people just would be like, to it. So when I was younger, Power Rangers embedded lessons that I didn't realise would have been passed down, and again, like TV shows like that, Thundercats was another thing where it put its morals, but it didn't force morals onto you. So in Power Rangers, you were told to stand up for what you believe in, to say no to bullying, say no to drinking and drugs, doing what you love, but making sure that you're a good person rather than hurting someone and doing it. And I kind of think that if you're going to be retelling the story, you're going to be rewriting all of that. We saw it all with the shorts where you saw Zack sleeping with 2 of the villains. One obviously was Scorpina, and I think the other one was Takina, I think someone said something like that. But anyway, it was 2 of the bad guys. If you know who the other one is, let me know, just in case I got it wrong. And then you saw drugs there, you saw like the battle. Now the battle was kind of interesting because it was something slightly different, and that kind of stood out. But it was the whole thing of killing, and when he says his version is going to be dark, really fucking dark, the way that I see it is there's going to be sex, there's going to be drugs, there's going to be dismemberment, there's going to be a lot. And again, that's how I picture it when I read that statement. Now, I don't know if it would work. I don't know if the fans would like it. I know some fans will and some fans won't. Power Rangers has always been light-hearted and will always continue to be that. But when you take something like this and you make it darker, does it work? Does it make people want to go, oh my god, and then love it more? I know this can be interesting in the community when people turn around and say, no, it won't, and they'll express it. And I really want to hear that. I really want to know everyone's thoughts on if it is good or bad. Is darker good? But it's also quite funny because when we've had a darker element introduced into the show, look at the new Power Rangers reboot, it looks a lot different, and people hate it and people love it, and that's the thing, it's you have to see it for yourself, and that's what I'm kind of intrigued. If this does get passed, we're going to see it, not the film, that's going to be out soon, or has been out when you're watching this, but seeing how people react to it. If it's not going to do well, then it's going to get stopped, but then again, it could do well, who knows. I don't know, I just don't think Power Rangers needs to be a dark show. I don't think it needs to be darker, because the element of what you are doing is you're trying to sell toys to kids, and I know that this isn't going to sell toys, but the whole element was fun-hearted and, you know, cheesy stuff, and adding a dark element into it, I just don't think it is. I don't think it would work. But again, I could be wrong, and people would really want to see a darker version of Power Rangers. So Rangers, what do you think about this? Do you like the idea of a darker Power Rangers, or in Addy's way, a fucking dark series? Or is that it? Do you think it should stay the way it is? You know, you're going to see a lot more sex, drugs, etc, and killing. What do you think? Do you think that would work well? Let me know down below in the comments, and if you've liked this video, like, your favourite, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the other videos on the channel, and as always, Rangers, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.